Welcome back to the Halacha series for women. We are continuing in Sefer Otar Dinim. We are in Halacha 15. We are still on the subject of washing one's hands. Just a little comment, if you pay close attention, there's a little bit more to go when it comes to washing the hands, because we'll see it's not only when you wake up in the morning, there's other times you also have to wash your hands. We'll see it as we go along, but pay attention, this is only for washing your hands. How many more halachot are there for halachot Shabbat, halachot chatzitza, halachot mikvah, halachot tevilah, halachot nida? There's so much Torah. And by the way, this book over here that I'm using is specifically, Rav Yitzchak Yosef that did it specifically for women. And it's a very thick book, it's not a small book. So you see how many halachot women do need to know. That's why, Baruch Hashem B'lein Hara, Hashem gave us this opportunity to be able to share it via the media, where people can go over it, share it with their friends. So therefore, women can also know what needs to be, what's required of them, halachically speaking. Rav Yitzchak Yosef continues in Halacha 15 and he says, "Hanotelet yadecha shacharit, one who washes her hands in the morning, tzricha levarech ala nitzila kodem haniguf. She needs to bless on the washing of the hands before she dries her hands. Because we want the blessing to go ahead and be before you perform the mitzvah. So one thing should bother you right away. Let me ask you a question. If you have to go ahead and drink this tea, are you going to first drink the tea and then say the bracha? Or are you first going to say the bracha and then drink the tea? So the answer is simple. You're first going to say the bracha and only then drink the tea. So you might be asking, Rabbi, what's the connection? The connection is very simple. We have a rule that's called over li'asiyatan. You have to say the bracha before you do the mitzvah. But when it comes to the washing of the hands, we have a little bit of a problem. How could it be that you're telling me I have to say the bracha before I do the mitzvah, but in our case of the washing of the hands, you already have washed your hands. So why are you blessing after the mitzvah? Shouldn't you be blessing before you even wash your hands? So Rav Yitzchak Yosef addresses this. It's a clear Shulchan Aruch, Rabotai. He addresses this and he explains that since you still did not go ahead and finish drying your hands, you didn't dry your hands yet. Therefore he says that's still considered to be part of the mitzvah. You're right. When you're saying the bracha of Al Nisal Yadayim, you're saying it after you washed it, but you still didn't dry it. So that's still before the completion of the mitzvah. Continues Rav Yitzchak Yosef Shlita. So he says over here, in order for the blessing to be before you perform the mitzvah, and in this case we saw, even though you already performed the mitzvah, but still, since you did not dry your hands, you didn't complete the mitzvah. So that's why you're allowed to go ahead and say the blessing after the washing of the hands. Like the halacha, which requires us by the bread meal, that when you go ahead and you want to wash your hands for the bread meal, you have the same halacha. You're going to wash your hands, and only then are you going to say the bracha, and only then are you going to go ahead and dry your hands. V'gam Rabbeinu Arizal Soverken, and so too the Arizal holds like this. Shera'ui levarech kodem haniguf. It is proper to bless before the drying of the hands. We'll see it's not asur if a woman dried her hands and she completely forgot. She still can say the bracha. She doesn't have to rewash. So that's what he says over the language. It's proper for one to bless the bracha of Al Nisal Yadayim before the drying. Why? The Arizal holds that after you had poured on each hand the water 3 times, meaning one here, one here, one here, one here, right, going back and forth 6 times altogether, he holds that's what removes the ruch ra'ah. Not necessarily the drying removes the ruch ra'ah, meaning the evil spirit. And then it's possible for you to go ahead and bless the bracha of Al Nisal Yadayim because you don't have the evil spirit no longer on your hands, even though you still did not dry your hands yet. Ulam, however, he says, what happens if a woman is not able to bless Al Nisal Yadayim in the house? Because it's not clean. Maybe there's diapers in the house. Maybe there's a foul odor in the house. Maybe somebody let out gas in the house. She's not able to bless. Because the blessing, when we bless, it has to be in a clean place. Because it says that your encampment, your surrounding has to be kadosh. Since in this situation, when you are at home and the environment is not clean, or there's a foul smell and something like that, we're going to tell you, no problem, go ahead, dry your hands. When you come outside, then bless the bracha of Al Nisad Yadayim. V'tismoch al divrei hachida b'shem maharam nigrin. And rely on the words of the Chida in the name of Harav Moshe Nigrin. She'en aruch ra'a shel shacharit saram al yadav ad la'achar niguf. Because Maharam Nigrin holds that when does the evil spirit really leave your hands? It only leaves your hands after you dry your hands. So there is an argument between the Arizal and Maharam Nigrin. When does the evil spirit leave your hands? Does it leave it after the washing, before the drying? Or does it leave only after the drying? Since we have an opinion that says it only leaves after the drying, so therefore when your house has foul smell, we're going to allow you to dry, go outside wherever you have to go, and then say the blessing of Al Nisad Yadayim, and you are able to rely on this Maharam Nigrin, which the Chida brought down. But we have to understand, very important, when should one say the bracha? So a woman wakes up in the morning, there's a foul odor, whatever, there might be diapers or somebody let out gas, and she's really rushing to work. She dries her hands because she can't say the bracha. But when should she say the bracha? When she's in the car, when she's 10 minutes away from the house, when does she say the bracha? Nevertheless, comes from Yitzchak Yosef Sultan, he says, nevertheless, yesh lahasmich et habracha liniguv ad kama she'efshar. You want to try to make the blessing of Al Nisad Yadayim as close as possible to the drying. The closer, the better. There's no real limit, but the closer, the better. However, he says, some people have the custom of washing their hands, drying their hands, and then when they're ready to go say the bracha to shachar, they're going to say, now they're going to begin with the first bracha, is going to be Al Nisad Yadayim, and then it's going to be Asher Yatzar, and then Elokai Neshama, and then Birkot HaShach, and then Birkot HaTorah. He says if a person goes in this route, they have what to rely on. But nevertheless, the best possible way to do the mitzvah when it comes for the washing of the hands is like we mentioned above. So just a small recap. When a woman washes her hands in the morning, we want her to say the bracha of Al Nisad Yadayim after the washing, before the drying. She was not able to do the bracha before the drying, and she dried her hands. We allow her to do it after the drying. You have some people that they like to go ahead and say all the berachot together with Al Nisad Yadayim after they already completed drying their hands. Not a problem, they have what to rely on. But the best way is that when you wash your hands, you want to say the bracha of Al Nisad Yadayim before even drying them. Have a great day. Baruch Adonai Olam. Amen ve'amen.